This is Carlyle's Picks, and I'm the ultimate Lamborghini fanboy. However, well, take a look.
Interpretation of the Countach of the 21st century. It's a beautiful car, but there's also new technology inside, and the supercapacitor is a battery which has 3 times more power than a normal battery, and it's attached to the gearbox. In terms of layout, you have the engine positioned in the longitudinal in the back of the car, so the cabin moved forward. And for the V12, since the Countach, for the first time, we have the scissor doors. So it's really a game changer for Lamborghini. And therefore, even if we don't do normally retro cars, for this car, we made an exception. You have people who are collectors, and they finally see also a modern version and they want to have it because it's also here a bit last of a kind. And on the other hand, we have all the grown-up kids which used to have a poster on the wall in the 80s when this car was becoming very famous.
All right, so let's talk about this car. I'm really conflicted on it. It's really hard for me to process my feelings on this car because the essence is I just can't help but see an Aventador. I even see a little Huracan in there somewhere. I'm just not seeing a Countach. I don't know why. I mean, I get it. I see on the front here, you know, the way the lighting is and the way they changed up the nose. This actually right here, this corner, is reminding me a bit of the Murciélago or one of those cars. I see Huracan right here. This almost feels like it was just put there to remind you of the car that this is supposed to be reminiscent of. I'm not a big fan of this at all. I'm sure this is serving a functional purpose, but I would almost wonder what this would look like without this, I'm gonna call it packing. I'll call it that. The bubble wrap. I guess this is probably the most Countach part of this car. And now we have the side view of the brand new 802 horsepower Aventador hybrid. I'm just being ridiculous. I mean, look at this. Look, this is definitely, that's not an Aventador. Aventador doesn't have this, right? That's all Countach, right? Right. There you have it, guys. This is the one angle so far that I can say, from this angle right here, this I could accept. Modern interpretation of the Lamborghini Countach. You've got this very recognizable shape here for the taillights. Even these angles in the back right here. These sharp angles going this way. I mean, pretty much all of this looks solid as far as what this entire car is supposed to represent, which is a modern interpretation of the classic car. All this black area here, yeah, I don't know, whatever. But generally speaking, seeing this is the first time that I really feel like, yeah, there we go. But it's just this particular angle. I don't know why. I know a lot of people are going to get mad at me and they're going to be disappointed. You're the Lamborghini guy and you're not in love with the new Countach. I'm sorry, man. One thing you guys know, I'll always tell you like it is. I'm not going to just go and pretend to be in love with a new Lamborghini because I love Lambo. Nope. Sorry. This definitely, the interior with all this. Yeah, that's Aventador. I mean, I get it. It is designed by Lamborghini, so it's going to have similarities to other cars. There are many people who are not Lamborghini fans who can't even tell an Aventador from a Huracan. So this would not be anything much different. But I don't know, man. Yeah. And to be clear, I'm not saying it's a bad looking car. It looks cool. It doesn't particularly excite me. I mean, it's a Lamborghini, so I'm pretty sure it's a fun car to drive. If I was going to be a collector, I would seriously consider picking one up. I'm conflicted in terms of this being a modern day representation of the Countach. I think one of the things that's probably what I'm struggling with is the original car was so radical. It was like a spaceship. It was just a car ahead of its time. And in contrast, this looks like a normal modern day Lamborghini. I don't see this being very radical. And I think that is probably, like, I'm having problems like communicating what it is, what the issue is, but I think that may be the source of my concerns. I really like the thumbnail. The overhead views are pretty sweet. So if you're gonna get yourself a quadcopter and film some overhead shots, get some aerial shots, or take some photos from the balcony of your mansion, then this will look pretty sweet on Instagram. So now, in contrast, look at the original car. Even by today's standards, this car looks pretty radical. Think about that. It is 2021. I think this is what I'm going to settle on. I think this is the issue that I have with the car. A car that is so old that even today, look at the huge wing and those aggressive vents on the side. And ironically, the original vent on the side there is much more subdued. They make the new one, it's bigger. So that's something that's definitely coming from the original car. But so think about this. They take something from the original car and it's something that was subtle in the original car. They make it much more aggressive and more pronounced. Then they take the things that were aggressive with the original car and they make them more subtle, right? The vent on the side, which was subtle, becomes aggressive. The aggressive wing and the upper vents up here that were aggressive become subtle. Even look at the body kit. Look at this very aggressive body, like all of this. The fender flares and all this on the side. I mean, it certainly looks a little bit Tron-ish, you know, not, got some odd angles there. But this is what the classic car was all about. So I'm going to end on this point. I think the proper way, in my view, to have a modern day interpretation of this car, you would need to build something that looks pretty radical. Now, for a company that's pretty much all they make are radical cars, I do appreciate the challenge, but that's why you're Lamborghini. It's what you do. It's what you do. Sorry. So some of you may say it might be challenging to do a radical version of the Countach today. But again, this is what they do. Like, I know Lamborghini has the capability of taking this kind of radical design and doing it in a way. And I guess that's probably what the designers thought they did. And who knows? We don't know what was on the cutting room floor. Maybe they had something that was more radical and it was tough and it was just looking too crazy and too insane and it was looking kind of tacky or whatever it is. And they're like, no. I mean, some would say the original car was tacky to some degree. Now, I don't know if that's a modern day interpretation of the car in terms of people, you know, in more recent years looking back at it and saying, wow, that car is kind of over the top. Or is that how people felt when it came out? I mean, they definitely felt it was futuristic, but was it futuristic from a very, very cool standpoint? I mean, the fact that it was a common poster, I guess I would have to say the really cool modern look was appreciated, right? I think only with time it started to look a little bit dated, of course, but yet still maintaining some level of futuristic sort of sense to it. So those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts on the new Lamborghini Countach hybrid with 800 horsepower, LP longitudinally? Man, my Italian, I'm so out of practice. Let me see what I can remember. Guys, when I went to Italy, I learned my line. What was it? Mia macchina preferita Lamborghini è aggressivo, è bellissimo, e how you say fast? Rapido. I don't know. Tell me your thoughts. This is Carlyle's Picks, and this is the brand new Lamborghini Countach. Are you picking one up? And if you're picking one up, let me know. Give me your phone number, because I want to drive. Thanks for watching. Hope everyone's well. I know it's been a while. To say that the last few years have been insane is an understatement. Right now, I am still on my roller coaster. My current challenge right now is I'm studying for my broker's license, which I failed twice, which makes me feel not so good. But that has taken up my entire life. So basically, yet again, I am in a mode where I have no life. Everything is focused on accomplishing these goals that I have and these challenges that I have, which yet again leads to no time for YouTube videos. But bringing back the Countach, I couldn't resist. Thanks for watching. Tell me your thoughts. Be well, everyone. And until next time, shout out to Rico Suave and C. Kim and Chris and everyone. Miss you guys. I've never given up on the idea of getting back into making content, but as always, career comes first. I got to get to a point where things calm down. I've been focused a lot in investing in real estate and doing a lot of investing in other things as well. Still a lot of things that are in the works, and that's been taking up all my time. But that is where we're at. Tell me your thoughts on this car. Click on the like button, subscribe, smash that bell. Ciao.